So an older fella was telling the younger fella that, it's part of his responsibility to cook and clean, not just his woman. He's performing for me, right? So I say, to me personally, none of that shit is impressive. Can you fight? Do you have a bunker? If they decide to blow this shit up, can you save me from that? Can you run? Like, that shit is impressive to me. Being able to put rice on the stove and a steak in the oven is not impressive. But these are the things that women want to hear, right? And men know that attention is a drug to women. Men know that women need pandering and chivalry and all these things that gives them access to women, right? You got to know what to listen for so that you can protect yourself, right? Because men are always on the hunt. People's husbands are always on the hunt. People's boyfriends. It's always, even if they're not trying to lay with you, it's hunt for the feminine essence, some attention, something, right? And so they will do whatever it is they need to do to get access to that, right? Which is why it's comical when women want to attack women for their men, because men are always on the hunt for something, right? So, when I said that, I'm like, he's talking about, flowers and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm a woman. It's cool. But when shit hits the fan, are you going to be able to survive? That's impressive to me. Right? Not no pandering bullshit that women love. So you got to be able to hear what men are saying and see what they're trying to do. That's how you protect yourself. I wrote a post on Facebook yesterday and basically saying, a lady knows when to excuse herself. Don't wear out your welcome, right? But because attention is a drug to women, it's like hard to get rid of women, especially when they're receiving their high, right? Men know that more than anything else, right? This is where the simping comes in, the pandering, the coddling, right? And men deal with women as though they're incompetent a lot of times. It's insulting to me, right? And so things like I don't take things from men. I don't allow them to buy me nothing, just random men, because that's their way to show that they're not like everyone else, or, they're nice. And what I know for sure is no man is going to protect or put their lives on the line for a woman they're not benefiting from, right? So there's nothing for you to prove to me. I'm not open to anything. So there's nothing for you to prove to me. But men are always peacocking because they're looking for something, even if it's just a smile, right? These are the things that women, in order to protect your feminine essence, your life force, so that you don't become drained, you got to be able to recognize this stuff in men. So I told somebody that I was on my Peloton at 1:49 a.m. And so the person was like, "Oh, and you still manage to look so beautiful and radiant." I said, you know why? You know what the secret is? And he said, what? I said, I don't have a husband. I'm joking, but there's a lot of truth in jest. It's true. A lot of women are being siphoned. Their energy, their life force is being taken by men. And it's because women don't know how to guard themselves. They don't know how to assert boundaries. They don't know how to quell their own desire for attention and validation. Women are born with that fucking need. And men know it. That's why they think they can play the hero. Like I said to someone before, like this person, they're trying to prove that they're that guy, right? Not courting me. He's not courting me, but he's trying to appear. And I said, I don't take things I don't want nothing from no man. So he goes, well, you got to allow people to cater to you, to take care of you, because that's the shit that women like to hear. Ain't nobody fucking catering to me. If a man is not directly benefiting from me, he's not fucking catering to me. But men want to be able to have access to you. They want to be able to get what they need from you. Most men are like this. And when you ascend, when you master yourself as a woman, you start seeing how fucking corny most men are. Why do you think men don't like independent, overly independent women? Because there's no way in. For many women, all you got to do is show some type of concern. I know men don't give a fuck about me. I don't feel slighted by it. Right? I said that to someone once, and I was like, men don't care about me. And then the person goes, oh, that's not true. And there was a young woman there. She was like, oh, that's not true. Because people, like, they'll hear me say things like, I'm not married, or men don't care about me. And they try to, like, take pity on me. Nah, this is real. And so keeping that in mind, I move differently. Because they're not going to preserve my life. They don't care enough to preserve my life. And they're not benefiting from my life being preserved. Right? Women got to remember, this is the world. This shit is not utopia. If you don't protect yourself, you will perish. And may not literally die, but you will slowly die inside, because men will take until you have nothing to give, and then they'll go to somebody else to get it. They go home and drain their fucking wives, and then they come to wherever they go to work or whatever, and they drain the women around them. That's why men love younger women, because younger women are dumb and naive, and they think that, oh, men like me. He's so nice. He bought me coffee. Now he's trying to fuck you. So when I was young, I had neighbors, right? 2 boys, brothers, and we would always play. We're young, right? And so I said to my father, Daddy, that's my friend. And my father's voice is very heavy and Jamaican, very Jamaican, right? He said, Sheba, which friend? He said, men want to fuck you in your hole. You don't have no friends. And that shit is so true. I believe having male friends it's almost rare. It's almost non-existent. Because especially if you're attractive. Maybe unattractive women can have male friends, but I can't. Right? And I keep that in my mind, and I know that nobody's going to preserve my life the way I would. Nobody really cares. They may not want to see harm come to you, but they don't really give a fuck about what I got going on. They just want access to me, right? Keep all that in mind so that you can keep your boundaries enforced, not guarded. You shouldn't walk around the world guarded. But men will try, because they need women to sustain them. They need the life force that we possess.